Okay, do you know what upset me about Coach Ray? I think
What?
it's Voice of Arm Wrestling. The John Brezink Greatest Up video. He used John Brezink footage from my channel without asking permission.
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop picking these fights with these people. Okay? Just send them a message and say, take everything down. I'll give you 1 month before I start flagging every single video in the world. I will spend no time on my channel, no time trying to plan Travis and me's biggest events of the year. People begging me, and I can't find Gary because he's trying to flag people that hit the freaking video from 12 years ago. Come on, bro. Concentrate.
I get it.
Concentrate.
It's so weird to me that we live in this culture where because it's on YouTube, you think you can just copy it. Just it's like, dude.
No one cares except you about that snipping and slapping. Okay, you and Joseph from MDK, is that North Dakota?
Oh, Natural
Minnesota.
Born Killers. Yeah, Natural Born Killers.
Dude, if you take some footage of him, this motherfucker is going crazy.
Is
he does not play that shit. He does not.
Dude, people
famously.
Okay, the last time we spoke, you posted a shirt with Joe something for live broadcasts. Who's this?
Just somebody I've been working privately with that wants to broadcast the true state championships.
From what they have the capabilities to do a cool
they have
broadcast?
the capability. Yeah, they can do ghetto pay-per-view. Now, they also can do cool pay-per-view. So we won't be able to do all of them, but every once in a while, like maybe in South Dakota, we can do it. My goal is to give the finals of the true state championships first so that everyone sees what they will be qualifying for the next year. So the budget will be cut in half, and we will have the true finals, say January, February, whenever it's open for business, right? And then immediately following that finals, we will schedule the qualifiers for all the rest of the year that come right back to the same event the next year. One time,
okay.
We're going to do it like that. One time.
Okay. The reason I brought it up is because did you see we did the live broadcasts of the John Brezink event in Arizona?
I saw that it happened. I had no idea you were involved in it, but that's awesome.
But you saw it happened on ARMTV.
I did not see that it happened on ARMTV. I just saw Dustin. I thought Dustin just had some shit going on and he got some boys to do it. I didn't know you were doing it.
Oh, I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
It was on ARMTV though. They did it on our channel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyways,
awesome.
When we were going over the Dallas Langston match, I said, this is my only involvement. I said, I can't believe
broadcasting. Right.
I can't believe the state of broadcasts. Here's the deal.
How did they do?
So let me have hold on.
Okay.
I can go to a birthday party and I can do a live broadcast of the kids opening up their presents and okay, it'll go on Facebook. Everyone can watch it. For me to know that some of these arm wrestling broadcasts are the exact same effort as in me just broadcasting my kid open up a birthday gift. I thought was like a bit, and I'm not judging.
Oh, you're judging. It's cool.
Well, here's the thing. The promoters up there, you promoting an event, so I get it. You don't really have the time and energy to focus on the broadcast. So I get that it's forgotten about. And it's not meant to judge the promoter because I know you're busy. But it's up to somebody else below who's not busy with the day-to-days to bring up the fact that if we're going to broadcast it, let's make it.
Yeah, I
something.
mean, the days of you saying that from 15, 20 years ago, I think have definitely sunk in. For everybody agrees with that, you know.
So the point of this story is, I said that. Come on, let's up our game here.
And they did.
And Dustin calls me and he goes, "Hey man, thinking about doing a broadcast." And I said, "Well, here's the facts. I'm really not as excited about doing a broadcast if it's just from like someone's cell phone. But you know what? You know how I am a whore? Chris Gobby's right. I'm a whore. You know why I'm a whore? Because I was saying poo-poo for you doing on a cell phone. And I was all basically agreeing that if someone was going to go through ARMTV's channel, that if all you have is a cell phone, put it on our channel." So I may be slightly hypocritical in that point of view because I was fully willing to just broadcast somebody's cell phone. But I told him,
step up your game.
But I would like it to be more. And he's like, "I think we can do more." And I swear to God, I was skeptical. I was like, it's only a week out. I don't know how you're going to do more at this last minute. And so, dude, I guess he's got some peeps who do, like, they've had some equipment. Anyways, they bust out a show with lower thirds. They had the weight class on there. Dude. So I bring it up because I want people to know this. After that was all over, people are sending me props going, "Gary Roberts back in the game doing live broadcasting like the old days." And I'm like, I don't want to take credit, dude. It's all Justin and Dave and Shane. Those guys busted this shit out. I just allowed them to do it on ARMTV. So I want people to know that broadcast had nothing to do with me. The very next one might be someone on the shitty cell phone because I don't have that team everywhere. But that team is willing to travel, perhaps. If anyone out there wants their shit broadcasted, you know, these guys are ready to go. And they said we could do better next time.
Nice.
Jonathan Vasquez said, "Holy shit, you have lower thirds. This is amazing." So anyways, it was awesome that they did that, but I can't take any credit.
It doesn't surprise me. I've been in and around Dustin Allen and running tournaments for 4 years. Dude's a freaking stud. So it makes perfect sense.
Awesome. Did anything happen to you in the world of arm wrestling since last we spoke?
Just working on the Travis Bagent shop. We got 4 new designs coming out: the NAL shirt, the Travis Bagent unfiltered shirt. We got the hashtag Weak Sauce, hashtag My Man shirts. All will be available at travisbagent.live in about 10 days.
You mean you? Who's doing the shirts with you?
Our guy. Turn behind you. Our guy right behind you. What's the name? Yeah, what's the name?
Rage Raps. Oh,
that's right. That's my guy.
So you guys have already been working?
Working. You just have to sign off on whether ARMTV has a shirt or not. But once again, I know you're working on your branding. I am ready to roll. So we are rolling.
So you're telling me that since all this happened, you're already working a store?
I have showed you Travis Bagent Live. I hope that you checked it out. When you go to Travis Bagent Live, I am going to remove promoting Travis Bagent Unfiltered a whole lot on our podcast, and I'm going to move it to Travis Bagent Live. And when you click on Travis Bagent Live, you'll see the YouTube or shop.
Hold on.
Or shop.
You're saying if I go there right now?
Well, right, it needs to be revised slightly, but it's really close now. Okay, so are they done? All right, well, hold on. I need to talk to them. Hey, can you cut for a second?
Yeah, go ahead. So impressive. So you're going to finally have some T-shirts. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm going to have my own little shop, and it'll just be – so I'm going to let this be known. I'm looking to sell probably NATFIT. I'm ready to sell some handles. I'm ready to sell whatever people have arm wrestling wise in the shop if needed. So we'll mark on. I am a big whore. I am only doing it for the money. So I will then mark the product up. I will also look for products to rebrand to Travis Bagent branded stuff. If you have a product that is very good, but it lacks a little bit of marketing power, and for some reason you believe in this show and the power of TravisBagent.live and Travis Bagent Unfiltered, and I'm telling you, we're going to run some big arm wrestling tournaments in the next 18 months. Did you talk to Bill?
No, I haven't talked to Bill. He's going to just have to watch it on the episode.
I'm pretty sure I saw he said, I'm ready. That has to mean what that means.
No, there's another Bill Collins.
Okay.
There's now.
I was terrified that Bill was ready to talk about.
No, there's an arm wrestler now, a young arm wrestler named Billy Collins.
Okay, you saw that too.
Yeah, he texted. He's like, "Are you guys talking about me?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. We're not talking."
You should have said, "Yeah, yes." Do you mind giving me back everything?
Yeah. Anyways, it's given me this kind of like cocky. I
have a short story about Bill Collins and how nuts he is about lawyers and stuff. He wrote me a crazy email. Yeah, he wrote me a crazy email one time.
So why would Bill Collins threaten you?
I'll tell you at another time. I ain't telling that story right now. Bill Collins gonna be mad.
You can't tease it. You can't tease it.
It's about the logo, the NAL logo, because he jacked the NAL logo and made the NAP logo.
Yeah.
The NAL logo was made by Molly Humphreys and SEVAN MATOSSIAN in 2001, damn near. So yeah, there's like, and I have plenty of previous flyers of using that thing. And then of course, you know, me, Bill, SEVAN, all these ideas are happening about the NAL, and Bill, once again, always wants to invest, you know, in something. And well, then that fell through. So he felt that the NAL logo was not being used enough, so he used it, which I didn't really care. Like, I thought it was funny and weird, but I also know that I wasn't using the NAL logo a whole lot, really, at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that, so whatever. He sees a flyer where I'm throwing arm wrestling tournaments, he feels, in Los Angeles a week before his tournament and a week after. Right? But it's really just Supercross appearances that are happening 2 weeks apart. But the way it was looked on the flyer, like that was the schedule of events. But it is. It's a schedule of Travis Bagent events, but it's not an open tournament, right? Well, without, you know, looking at it right away, he sent this crazy email about how he had to trademark for that logo, and I better be careful if I didn't want a lawyer or something. And I was like, oh, my God. Well, Bill, you should be careful I don't smack the shit out of you if you try to take that logo from me legally.
Well, I will say this for the arm wrestling goers out there. My old life, I couldn't have afforded a lawyer. If you brought in a lawyer, I'd have been jacked.
Right.
I'm married to a beast.
Yeah, and I'm in the
married
position.
to a beast.
Yeah, and Casey's dad is Johnny Cochran and free 99. Yeah. Free 99.
So just FYI, I now have a source for a lawyer because her network is like yours, tight. So there's.
I do not want any trouble with Bill Collins. You can have the logo. I am not. My father-in-law is getting older. He don't need all that smoke. We good. He went through the ringer with Kaplan.
Okay, I want to talk about one dramatics. I click on I see Ingen Terzi and I see Neil Pickup, and suddenly I see Travis Bagent involved in some very dramatic stuff related to one Zloty tour.
Yeah.
And pulling John. And of course, I know, but don't tease it for a second. So I'm like, what? I'm trying to figure out what is going on. I get it. We're talking about the order of matches. And when it comes down,
that's all we're talking about. That's all we're talking about.
I had to watch that hour podcast twice to try to figure out. I'm like, am I just this dense that I can't quite figure it out? And the whole thing is like, who put Taurus in the dead wrist first, John or Ron? And I was like, okay, I get that. But listening to you, Travis Bagent, I was so convinced. You had me so convinced. You know why I got so convinced? I was so convinced because you talked about the break. You talked about the break, how important it was, and then when we came back, we knew this, we knew that. So you was like defining, and then come to find out how the F.
I don't know. It just goes to show you that the feeling that we all had about Taurus beating Ron was why we were all so upset. It wasn't because of him doing it to John, right?
Well, I kind of didn't want – I wanted to try to touch into a new thing that hadn't been touched on. And I was like, has anybody asked Travis, why did it bug you so much that you wanted to be on Ingen's level in terms of knowledge? Like, if he's the Ike's – if he's the Ike – you want to be the greatest at everything?
It was just the fact that Ingen wasn't there and that he felt that it was important to try to throw a jab at the fact that, John was ready for that match when really John was not ready for the match. And we all knew it, not only from the prelims. I knew it just from the mere size of John. Like, it just wasn't. It wasn't a flattering silhouette, to say the least.
Well, I didn't really think this was worthy of going into again, since you on Uncle John, you said, you gave it, you said, I now question I'm going forward. It's like, do I question what I believe? I thought you handled it. You were I really didn't quite believe that you would be apologetic about being wrong.
Hey, listen, it's not all the time, but just today. Today I feel the same way. You never know what I'll feel like.
Yeah.
I could feel different.
Man, going back to what I said the last time we were on about with that many people on, man, it's tough. But what I found interesting is that Michael Todd, I didn't hear Michael Todd say anything for the first 25 minutes. I was like, is he on the show or not on the show? And then he's like, well, I agree with Travis. And I was like, it was the first thing he said.
Yeah, that's when I thought I really hit. I was like, yes.
So
yeah, it's terrible.
I have somebody asking me, they said in the Wall story, they said you didn't quite finish the fight with Michael Todd. And, was it close to being really a fight? I mean, can we close? I know we've already told this story, but
yeah, I did not feel that Michael Todd wanted to fight or any of that shit. I do know that he wanted to win and that he was tired of the Travis smoked your ass comments from the weeks before when I beat him in Chicago, and that he trained really hard and he was more prepared. But also, he wasn't amazing that day. Like, if anybody would like to go back and find the match with him and Nick Zena, I'm pretty sure Nick beat him, and that was early. And then you get to the finals, and Dave Chafee knocks him down into the loser's bracket. So that's the second time that Michael lost. Then you have the match with me. Then you have Michael going back up there with Dave and losing the first match of the 2 out of 3. So the fact of the matter is Michael Todd pulled about 7 times that whole day and lost 3 times. So that wasn't the best Michael Todd either. Although it was a good Michael Todd, and he did win that tournament. If you review the tape, my man was sketchy the whole time. And I challenge any of our Facebook users to find the 2017 match in the prelims with Nick Zena and Michael Todd, and you will see exactly what I mean about, the situation. But I knew I was in trouble when I stopped worrying about winning the event and only started worrying about running the event, because the running the event was so much more of a financial gain than winning the event, which was only $1,000.
I guess here what I have to say about it. There's a video on the internet going around about the details about Michael Todd and Travis Bagent almost getting in the fight, and I watched it and I was like, I've seen Travis. I've seen Travis do that with 12 guys. I mean, and also too, I wasn't aggressive at all, right? So I think that if there would have been a situation where both of us, because sometimes one person's mad and the other person thinks it's funny. Usually I think it's funny that you're mad, right? So, but if I guess, would have been mad, then I guess it could have, I don't know. But I love Michael Todd. Like, I don't ever look at Michael Todd and think that I don't like him or I don't want to be around him. However, Michael Todd is an insecure weirdo sometimes when he's around me. And he lets it go a little too far with the trash talking, and then it appears that, sometimes he gets aggravated by it. So that is interesting, but and the entire world, I feel like, recognize that there's Travis Bagent at the bar hanging out, and then there's Travis Bagent at the table. Like,
I mean, listen,
does Michael Todd forget that you're at the table, you're just being Travis, and that it's not like, that's not like you hanging out. It's not.
Of course. And also too, like, I think that from a competition standpoint, it's okay not to like me. And I understand that. And if you want to run arm wrestling tournaments and you want to compete for sponsorships and venues and who's the big dick in the room throwing the best tournaments, you're going to have a problem with me because I'm going to compete. And you may think that some of my tactics are at least demeaning or disrespectful. If you're competing against me for a prize in an athletic event, I'm going to be shaky. I'm going to be shaky from you. So I want to find someone that has a problem with me, but doesn't have that, but we're not in a competitive situation.
I just realized I think we did go over this. So anyways, I wanted to, do you remember in Neil Pickup's podcast, you started talking about the 2003 World Championships, and I had some questions about it. Do you mind if we go over it?
Love it.
So you said, I was only there because Dave Devoto called me up and said, I'll take your airfare or pay for your airfare. Why did Dave Devoto fly you to Ottawa?
So Dave Devoto is starting this new company called ARM-Wrestling TV. Okay, and he was going to have, and he's having Gary Roberts come up there to film, and that SEVAN MATOSSIAN, the guy who was finishing Pulling John, was also in the works of doing some ESPN shows for Dave. So with all the footage, Dave knew that there was a guy that was in Russia that was supposed to be unbeatable, and SEVAN told Dave that he had just filmed me in Atlanta at the GNC Show of Strength, and I had just beat Dave Randall, and what an amazing thing it would be for Pulling John if we could get Travis to Ottawa. And then Dave called and said, listen, I'm going to have my guy there too. It's going to be the first time we're trying to introduce this new product. Was that around the same time when you and Dave would start? Yeah. So, yeah. And, Dave's tight. Dave's tight too, boy. Dave's tight. He told me to be quiet. He gave me $2,500, which I think is a lot of money from Dave, in my opinion. right? I told Dave it was $5,000, and he said he would give me $25,000, but I had to pay my own airfare and hotel. So I drove with Christian Benny, and I paid for the hotel for me, Christian, Mike Solaris. We stayed there. And they drove.
I didn't realize when you're watching, like, it's one of those things, like, Dave Devoto was integral for a lot of stuff in arm wrestling. And I feel like the young people don't even know that. Like, I don't even know if they know who this guy is.
And
like,
you notice, like, I got on that team late, and I did not get a left-handed spot because they had 2 people there. But there was an opening right-handed. SEVAN had found out and called and set it all up.
Dude, I almost did not make it to that tournament.
It was snowing like crazy, man.
Oh, my God. I watched that, and I was like, hey, Dave Devoto paid for me to go to Ottawa.
Yeah.
That's right. Those early days.
He said, my guy.
That was when Dave Devoto was excited about ARM Wrestling TV. Okay, so you're in Ottawa. What I loved, you said you were in the lobby, and you were walking by, and you saw some VHS tapes of Alexey Voevoda.
Beta tapes.
Beta?
Yeah, because they were from Russia, and so I'm like, dude, I want to see this. And they're like, nah, there's no beta way to play this. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What is up with this? It was
How
awesome.
far have we come that you had beta?
And I know that someone has footage of Igor's little stand. There's no doubt about it. Alexey Voevoda everywhere. Crazy. I walked right up, and I'm like, who is this dude? My man, I'm going to crush this dude. And when I'm done, I want a display just like this of my videos. And he said, Travis, I'd pay for you. You come to Poland if you defeat Alexey. I said, no problem. That was my first conversation with Igor is me looking right at that table saying, who is this guy? I am going to crush this guy.
Oh,
and
my God.
I was so strong. Oh, man. I was so strong because of Dave Randall. I was so strong. I worked so hard to beat Dave, and then this tournament was a month later. It was awesome. Awesome.
It's amazing how pulling John.
I'll tell you how strong I was. You know, I'm not a practice pulling guy.
Yeah.
But after the tournament, I went to the practice table with Matt Gerdner and Dave Randall, and I was letting both of them just sit in there the way they wanted, and I was just easing them down. Dave Randall said, Travis, you are the baddest dude that has ever done it today.
Dude, I was at that tournament. I am killing myself that I didn't get more after pulling footage. I was so young. I didn't know about it then. I was like, damn it, I could have had more gold. I'm so greedy. I'm not happy with all the gold I have. I need more because I could have had it. Like, oh my God, there were no cell phones back then. Oh my God. I want to, which story should we go to next? Should we go to, we talked about Tom Nelson jumping you. Should we go?
That's a
but I want to know about the.
Ooh, that one's going to hurt some feelings.
Okay. I just wanted to just wrap up the WAF worlds. Do you know what I heard on the podcast the other day with Devin Larratt?
No.
He said, somebody asked him, is the Dubai dream still alive? And he said, perhaps yes. And he said, you know who may be involved? He said, SEVAN MATOSSIAN.
Wow.
Do you want to know? I'm going to put money that I'm involved in why SEVAN MATOSSIAN is involved with anything right now.
I love it. Love it.
When that first video with Devin Larratt and John Brzenk from 2004 went viral, I sent SEVAN a message and I said, I'm back. I'm back in arm wrestling. I said, I need your footage. He's like, what? I said, dude, you have footage. There's me. SEVAN MATOSSIAN is the only one in the world that has footage of that time period that even I don't have.
Got you.
And I said, I need it. He's like, well, why? He's like, dude, you told me at the Pulling John premiere that I could have it. I need it. It is gold. And I sent him the link to that video. And I said, read the comments. And
nice.
I know he got a little jelly. I know he's like, ooh, maybe I miss arm wrestling too. Maybe I miss arm wrestling. So nice. I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to Devin Laird other than what I heard on the podcast. But I'm guessing I threw a little match in the SEVAN barn and something went poof. Anyways, that's my prediction. Okay, so here's the things I want to know about Travis Bagent. I want to hear more about the very first time you ever heard about Pulling John and the story about all that, how that went. I want to hear about Game of Arms more, early behind the scenes stuff, and I want to hear about that fight. Those are like 3 things. Where should we go first?
We hope you like the content. Thanks for stopping by. Please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Now click that little bell icon so you get notified. This was Gary Roberts and Travis Bagent live.
Damn it!
Do something else. Don't ever say them 2 names to me.